This week may have started with spring-like weather, but Old Man Winter is back with a vengeance. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The snow started falling this afternoon, and it is not letting up anytime soon. We have team coverage for you tonight. Our chief meteorologist, Kevin Leidy, is in the tracking center. Amelia Henderson is in Champaign, and Jack Griffin is in our storm tracker in Champaign County. All right, first to Kevin. So how much snow could we see?
Well, we've already seen measurements coming up here about 1 inch to 2 inches in some areas just with this first band that did move through the area. And we take a look at the Storm Tracker Doppler radar, and you can see that we've still got some pretty good snow coming down. But yes, there is a little bit of a break that is occurring here. We really think that this band that moved through was the heaviest. We were seeing some of the snow rates, 1 inch an hour or so. Some of the lighter stuff that's set to come in later tonight will bring us additional snowfall, but it should be lighter than what we have seen. But it has definitely been snowing across the area, and still here into Champaign. You can see that little stretch that runs down there to south of the Whiteheath area towards Bement. And as we take a look, that's our camera in Charleston. Notice kind of the drops. You don't see much white down there. That's because they've seen a little bit more in the way of sleet, a little bit of freezing rain down there. And you can see in Springfield, take a look here where they got snow-covered roads. You can see that's I-72 at MacArthur Boulevard, and you can see some of the exit ramps there still have some of that. And here is a look in Bloomington where the snow is continuing to fly down there as well. But let's talk about what's happening here locally in the weather garden out there and outside. Let's take a look where Amelia Henderson is. Amelia, what are you seeing out there tonight?
Well, Kevin, as you can see, I'm kind of blowing around out here. The wind is very gusty tonight. That's playing a big factor, as well as all of this wintry precipitation that's coming down. You did mention it was a little bit heavier around 3 p.m. It has let up slightly, but it is still coming down in the form of snow flurries. But the start of our week was very warm. Temperatures were into the 60s. We have now dropped nearly 30 degrees, but these grounds are still very warm. So as this wintry precipitation comes down, the big concern are now the roads, because like I said, it is rather warm on the roads, making all of this snow sort of melts into a wintry slush, and that's the big concern on the roads. It's a little bit slicker than what it should be if this was packing snow. So if you are out and about on these roads, I recommend going very slow, because it is going to be a little bit slick outside in case you happen to slip and slide on all of that slush coming down. So I recommend going a little bit slower, give yourself plenty of space in between cars. And also, if you do have our WCIA weather app, I recommend going on there, looking at all of the traffic updates that we will be posting throughout our night, as well as any school closing. So if you don't have the app, it is a free download. Go ahead and download that. Will keep you updated throughout the rest of our night. But we still have more team coverage coming up for you. I'm going to go ahead and send things back to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Leidy.
All right, you were talking about traffic there, Amelia, and we've heard multiple reports of accidents out there. Let's go to Jack. Jack, you are in the storm tracker right now. Jack, you're traveling on the roads. How have they been so far? You're in Champaign County.
That's right, Kevin. I'm in Champaign County. I just left the city of Champaign. I'm on 72 westbound. I'm going at a slow 45 miles per hour. Everybody has been doing a good job driving nice and slow with their headlights on. As Amelia said, the city streets are pretty slushy. They've been pretty manageable, though, but they are slushy. Out on the highway, though, things have been actually probably a little bit worse, just going through a little bit of a better patch right now. But overall, though, one thing we have noticed is that things have definitely let up in terms of the snow. We've got some big snowflakes that still continue to fly as I drive westbound on 72, but it's definitely not as heavy as what it was earlier. But it came down so heavy and so quick, it coated all the roadways, and that's why we've been talking about a number of accidents. Currently, I've not seen any accidents just yet, but I'm sure I'm going to as I continue my drive around Central Illinois. But again, on 72 westbound, as you can see, we've got the lanes covered up here partially. The actual tread marks for your tires are okay, but definitely if you are doing those lane changes, make sure you're doing it slow with 2 hands on the wheel, because it is slippery with that slush over the middle line there. But everyone's driving slow so far, and I recommend that you do the same, and we'll continue to be safe here in our storm tracker as we go throughout Central Illinois. But we're going to go back inside to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Leidy with all the latest. Kevin?
All right, you know, Jack, I think you kind of nailed it there. This is a typical winter system that came through. take it slow and you'll be okay. This is, again, we've said all along, this is not going to be a crippling, shut down the city kind of thing, but there is still some snow out there, and there's more to come later tonight, which we will tell you about in the forecast that's coming up here in just a little bit.